easy go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? DFS Warstrike here. Welcome back to another episode of CSGO. I'm going to break down the previous slate that we had a couple hours ago. It went great for the most part, except for Zorte. Zorte completely fell apart, fell off, didn't play, canceled out last minute. He was a fill-in, and I guess X's Power was ready to play, and that kind of threw us in for a loop. I was very high on him. I had him on majority of my lines, and he kind of just fell apart. I mean, we nailed everything else to a T. I mean, FL1T dropped an 81. Ellen was one of my top plays. He dropped a 106. Even the EP sweep guys, we nailed it. I mean, I had Mighty Max 5%, Surreal 3%, Crucial at 13%, and that was a cheap sweep. It was cheap. I mean, we got everything going. It just didn't come out to be our way with Zorte. I unfortunately had him on all of my lines. Um, we did have a winner. I wanted to shout out to Skippy Mick. He ended up cashing with Zorte in his line. So congratulations to him. Thank you for sharing to me on Twitter. For anybody else that wins, you guys can share your lines with me. I would love to give you a shout out. I want to show everybody the success that we are building here in the Reaper universe. Um, with that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Let's keep it going. We are only getting stronger from here. Like I said, overall, looking at this slate, I was really impressed with it. I really liked it. I loved everything that happened and the way that it was going. Zorte just completely canceled all that out single-handedly. But other than that, guys, if you want to join my Discord, you can get my articles, cores. We do PGA, UFC, NBA, NFL. We do so much in the Discord. If you want to get in, DM me for the details on my Twitter. You can join my partner and I, which, by the way, Sway, congratulations. Good luck with the baby. I hope everything goes well. Keep me updated on it, and you're in our prayers, buddy. But with that being said, guys, let's get going on to the next slate. All right, hey, what's going on? All right, so we are going to start in the first game. So we're going to go over to Pact. Um, Pact, I like here more. I don't see a three stack here. So I wouldn't go there. Sobel has really been the only good player the last two games that they have had. So I do like Sobel for a one-off if you're going to do that, or possibly a two-stack. But if you're going to do a three-stack, I do like Darko in it. I think Darko would be a decent play for a three-stack if you do believe this team sweeps. Lunatic would be my next option. He would probably be my third. And then other than that, that's really going to be it for this team. Menace, Veggie, and Goofy, I probably won't touch. I don't really see much value or play coming from these guys. Sobel was the main one I'll focus on with that team. Going over to Godsent. If you're going to do a three stack, Barton, Lotto, and Phelps are probably my three key guys that I will focus my team around. Barton will be the one that I focus all of my stacks around more than any of them. Barton's been the best player in the tournament for them so far. Lotto's been the second best, and Phelps I think is just overall the best player in this tournament. So those would be the three that I would lean on if you're going to a three stack, and how I would start arranging my team through Godsent. Going over to the next game, we have Sandro versus LV here, and Major to me is probably the value player of the slate at 5,200. I think he's at a really good price point, so I really do like him here. If you want to start your builds on this team, I would start with Major, and then I would start with Paz. Paz is probably my next in order, and then Logic Man I do like as well. Those three I do like. Amor I think is too high priced, and Negan I just don't really see much coming from him at all. So I would start my builds with Major and then go from there. And after that, you guys can roll with how you feel like you fit your lines best. Um, Kind of the same way with this team, how we felt before. NATO Save Fix is my favorite play from this team. 6K, I think he's at a good price point. I think he can reach value and possibly exceed that more than what we want. Second would probably be Rouse. I think at 4,400, it's not going to take much for him to hit the price point. I don't think he's 4,400 bad. So I really think you can get some value there, possibly a 50-point fantasy game from him at 4,400. You can't really ask for more. And then Fasher would be my third, and then Rylax is fourth. So if you're going to build your lines with this team and they're a big focus for you, those would be in that order how I feel. It's NATO Safix, Rouse, Fasher, and Rylix. So those would be my four on how you feel for that. Endpoint. Now, Endpoint really saved us, right? Endpoint saved us so much money on the slate prior. So, like, I love Endpoint right now. They're playing NC, which shouldn't be much of a difference than Dignitas and what they played. Now the only difference that I would do if you were going to do a three stack again, just like we called prior to save money, I would probably I would start with Surreal and then working Crucial, Robin, and Flames. Those would be my other three that I would add into it. I mean, just for example, just right there is 30K. Say you take Flames out, put in Robin, that's 32,600. Say you remove Crucial and put in Flames, that's 29,400. So, like, you can really go anywhere. I would just start with Surreal. I'm probably not going to have Mighty Max. I don't mind it. If you want to go completely cheap and just go Crucial, Surreal, Mighty Max, go for it. But other than that, like, I'm not saying three stack this team. You can three stack them. I do think they have a high possibility of sweeping. They've been playing really good recently. NC is just coming back, and NC did not look good today to me. It was just one person, right? It was Daika. Daika completely slaughtered CS:GO today. He completely was a serial killer. Like, this thing was horrible. He completely carried this team down their road today, and I didn't see much from anybody else really. Spinks did okay, but not like what we expected Spinks to do. We expected him to play really good and be one of the top players for him, and he just wasn't. I think he was like borderline 500 with his KD. So Daika's my top play here. Spinks would be second. Alu would be third, and then I'm not touching the others. Alu, I'm kind of skeptical on. He hasn't really been his form the first two games, and 8,600 is kind of high price to take a risk on somebody like that. So he would be up to you if you're going to do a three stack with NC. If you want to flip the endpoint verse and go with NC and go with the low, low ownership, Daika won't be low owned. He'll be on a lot of people's one offs. So if you want to go to Daika and Spinks, you can. If you want to hit all three with the Lu, you can. Or if you just want to one off Daika or Spinks. Or if you want to fade Daika and just go against the GPP, you can. Going over to fours. Fours has the biggest letter that I feel for them today. Um, the Zorte thing really threw everything off guard. So with that, like, they showed that they'll make switches last minute. So Zorte, I'm probably not going to be on unless they officially say he's playing. Kuro, I'm not going to play at all, even at 8,800. I don't think he's worth it. He's also the same as Zorte. He's a fill-in. Like, he can be replaced, boom, at the snap of a hat. So I would be worried about that. X's power, even when he came back, he didn't look remotely close to Zorte. He was horrible. So I'm probably going to be off him until he shows more. At 7,400, that's just not really for me. So the two that I'm going to be sticking with here is FL1T and Almazer. Those would be my top two plays for this team, especially if you're going to two stack or one off. If I would stick with those two. Jerry to me is not really worth it. So Almazer and FL1T are probably my favorite plays from this team. Going over to Windstrike, I like Windstrike, right? I told you guys yesterday, Ellen he's one of my guys. I think he's been one of the top players, the top player in the tournament so far, rating wise. So, like, I'm all on Ellen, even at 9,800. I'm all on him. I think he's going to be fine. Remember, I think Windstrike games go threes, so I wouldn't have a three stack here. More to one offs in that range. But I do like Ellen. Start with Ellen wherever you go. If you do want to three stack them, if you think fours is just not looking good, which they might not with all these like replacements and stuff that they're doing, anything could happen. And Windstrike is a good team, and you may not want to do that against a good team. So I like Ellen. Crowd would be second to me, and then Nickelback would be third. Lackey and Forrester, I'm probably not going to touch. They're pretty high priced, but if I had to choose one, it's probably going to be Forrester just because he's a K cheaper. But other than that, remember Windstrike games typically always go three, so I'm banking on this going three again. And other than that, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you guys for following and supporting me. You guys mean so much. We've gotten a lot of views over these past couple days, and a lot of you are talking to me on Twitter now, and I really appreciate that. You guys are starting to show me your winnings, and hopefully more of you start sending them to me, and we can just keep growing, keep building. Remember, guys, if you want to get on my all my stacks that I'm doing personally and my cores, cheat sheets, anything for CS:GO and more, hit up my Discord. We'll be in there. I'll be in there with my partner, and we'll be killing the game, guys. Like, uh, it's fun, it's exciting, it's a cool little family. I'm trying to keep it a small little group for everyone. But I appreciate you guys, appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. Make sure you let me know how you do. All right, take care, guys.